Happy late New Year, everyone. Sorry for the bit of the delay. I have been very tired after posting 2 Christmas videos, 2 Chuck E. Cheese videos, and 2 Halloween videos, while also trying to do TikTok. And now that I'm back after taking a nap and looking at some snow, I decided to look at the SpongeBob episode, Frozen Face Off. Because at some point I would probably have to talk about this. It literally snowed the other week, and also it'll be weird if I didn't talk about the special. Also, if you think it's weird that there's no intro before the intro sequence in this video, it's because most of the time it's just very self-explanatory SpongeBob videos. Very self-explanatory.
Pretty much what happens in this episode is that everyone in Bikini Bottom is racing in the Frozen Face-Off, which isn't the name of the race, and I don't know what else to call this. During the race, Patrick joins SpongeBob's sled because he has gummy worms, and Squidward joins shortly afterwards because of him falling into a frozen lake. Also, Sandy and Mr. Krabs join because why not, they're main characters too. Then the group gets trapped in an avalanche, and they start a fire to warm themselves up, and this causes the ice on Squidward to melt, and everyone goes to hug him because he is Squidward, the best character in the whole show other than Plankton. Then the abominable snow mollusk shows up to eat them because he is a monster. SpongeBob and friends try to escape, and then they go back because they forgot Squidward, while they're trying to escape from the abominable snow mollusk, he falls into another frozen lake. Yeah, I can't defend you there, Squiddy. They rescue him, and Mr. Krabs sneaks off to win the cash prize for himself. Yeah, didn't I forget to mention that there was like a cash prize in this? Then they find Karen and Plankton, or what they think was Plankton, because it turns out that Plankton set the whole race up and that there was no cash prize. The race being used to lure everyone out of the Krusty Krab so he can go and steal the formula undetected, while a robot Plankton would take his place so no one would be suspicious. Karen tells everyone about this, and they're all angry, mainly because they went to the Snowlands for no reason, plus he might put their friend Spongy Boy out of a job. So they try to make it back to the Krusty Krab to stop Plankton and to beat the shit out of him. Then they find Mr. Krabs frozen in the middle of the snow. Then Sandy looks in horror to see all of her friends frozen due to the cold climates, which is a bit dark for SpongeBob when you think about it. Fortunately, with this being a cartoon, Sandy makes a fire out of SpongeBob's sleigh, causing the ice on everyone to melt and Squidward to bitch about Sandy destroying the sleigh. Karen fills Mr. Krabs in on Plankton's scheme, and they make a sleigh out of SpongeBob, Karen, Squidward, and Patrick so they can make it back to Bikini Bottom so they can beat the shit out of Plankton. Then Plankton, because he is an evil little man, traps everyone including his wife in a giant grease trap so he can turn them all to fried snacks. Then the abominable snow mollusk shows up and rescues them because he wanted jelly beans from Patrick, because the abominable snow mollusk ate one of Patrick's gummy worms back at the mountains, and now he likes Patrick. Then the special ends with Plankton being bored by the abominable snow mollusk, and Krabs gets his formula back.
Yeah, the story may be a bit basic, but the special itself is actually pretty good. It was from season 8, a pretty mess season, but it does have some banger specials to compensate, excluding Patrick's vacation, and Mr. Krabs takes a vacation from one-way road trip.
There is nothing negative I could say about this episode other than Skirter being a bit annoying. I like that he's here, but I wish he was a bit more grateful that he wasn't forgotten. He doesn't really do much in this episode because he's just mainly here to be along with the ride, so it was easy for them to forget about him, but they didn't because it would be a crime to forget the squid. Also, I liked Plankton in this episode. I don't think I've ever said this in any of my videos, but when I was a kid, my favorite SpongeBob characters was Squidward and Plankton, with Plankton being the best character at that point in time because most of the Dark Age episodes featured him in some way, mainly because writer and voice actor Mr. Lawrence loved writing and voicing the character so much, which resulted in Plankton being the most enjoyable character in almost all of his appearances, which is very much true in this episode by listening to Mr. Lawrence's performance.
Listen up, Safe. I will spill your content bit by bit, molecule by molecule, atom by atom. Uh-oh.
I also liked the story and how the characters fit into the story, except for Squidward. I liked how the abominable snowballs was a red herring in the specials marketing, because unlike Twins' Revenge, they managed to save the twist that Plankton was the villain. And it's a twist that's revealed a few minutes into the episode, which is something I don't mind because it just makes it when the other main characters find out a bit more funny. Plus, I liked Mr. Krabs' backstory with the snow mollusk. It makes him a bit more likable this time around, and it's nice to get more episodes with pieces of his past, which is something that we don't get often. Plus, him getting stung by a jellyfish was really funny because he's still an asshole. As for the other characters, they are very enjoyable, like Plankton, with Patrick being mildly annoying this time around. SpongeBob, Sandy, Gary, and Karen being very enjoyable. Also, fun fact, this is the first episode I watched as a kid that made me see Karen as her own character and not just Plankton's naggy wife. I also thought it was funny that she switched sides because when I was a kid, I didn't realize that she had feelings because she was a robot. I really liked both the 2D and stop motion animation used for the snow mollusk. Studio that did the animation for the mollusk, Screen Novelties, did a good job animating him. He blends well with the world, and it made me wish that the whole episode was done in stop motion. Hell, I wish they did more stop motion episodes in general. And I like the twist that he freed SpongeBob and friends because he wanted candy. This will never not be a funny ending to a SpongeBob episode. It's probably the best ending of any Dark Age episode, other than the one where SpongeBob becomes in charge of the Krusty Krab and scares the customers by dancing. The DVD release for this episode is honestly fantastic. Truly fantastic. It had the menus are PNGs, but it has some bonus episodes to compensate, along with episodes from Tough Puppy and Fanboy and Chum Chum. If you didn't skip my intro sequence, you would know that I love this show and always will. And Tough Puppy is Butch Hartman's best show because it has Jerry Trainer playing a dog who likes to chew his butt. Other than drive-through accidents will happen and Sentimental Sponge, the SpongeBob episodes included here are alright. It's probably the best 2010 SpongeBob DVD I have in my collection, mainly because of the Dark Age special I like, along with episodes of Fanboy and Spencer Shea the Spy Dog. If you want to have a SpongeBob DVD to watch on a snow day that isn't Christmas themed, I would highly recommend it.
And that is it for this video. Make sure to comment what you think about this special. And I'm sorry that this video came late. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling good. And now, I still don't feel good. But I feel well enough to record this part of the video. This has been Alberto. And I'm glad it's no longer snowing.